Let's go through the Mediterranean basin's seasonal weather step by step in an even simpler way. Basic idea of Mediterranean climate. The Mediterranean climate is known for its dry, hot summers and mild, wet winters. This type of climate is mainly found in areas around the Mediterranean Sea, like parts of southern Europe, northern Africa, and parts of Western Asia. This climate is special because it combines both long, dry summers and cool, rainy winters. Summer weather in the Mediterranean basin. 1. High pressure keeps it dry. In the summer, the Mediterranean basin is under a high-pressure system called the Azores High. High pressure means that the air is pressing down on the earth. This pressure prevents clouds from forming and stops rain. So, in summer, there's almost no rain at all in this region. 2. Sunshine and clear skies. Because of this high pressure, the weather is very predictable. It's almost the same every day in summer. Sunny skies, the sun is out with very few clouds. Clear skies, the sky is blue, not cloudy. Hot temperatures during the day, it's warm and some is even very hot. Low humidity, there isn't much moisture in the air, so it feels dry. 3. Regular northerly winds. During summer, winds blow from the north. These are cool winds, and they are drawn toward a low pressure area to the east, over India and the Arabian Peninsula. In the eastern Mediterranean, places like Greece, these winds are known as Etesian winds. Here's what's special about them. Strong. They can blow very fast, even up to 72 kilometers per hour. Dusty. They carry dust, which can make the air feel dry and uncomfortable. Refreshing. Since the winds are dry, they can feel refreshing even in warm weather. 4. Winds pick up moisture from the sea. When these winds pass over the Mediterranean Sea, they pick up some moisture, water vapor from the sea. Although these winds don't bring rain, they do make the air misty or foggy in areas like Algeria and Tunisia in northern Africa. 5. Moderate temperature on the coast. This misty, moist air helps to cool down the coastal areas along the Mediterranean. This makes these places feel a little more comfortable in the summer. Winter weather in the Mediterranean basin. In winter, things change quite a bit. Let's break it down. 1. Pressure and winds. Move south. The high pressure area moves south, closer to the equator. Now, the Mediterranean basin comes under the influence of westerlies, winds that blow from the west. 2. Rain from cyclones. In winter, the Mediterranean Sea stays warmer than the surrounding land. This difference in temperature creates lower pressure over the sea. This low pressure attracts cyclones, large swirling air systems that bring rain from the west. These cyclones bring rain and clouds, making the winter weather in the Mediterranean wet and stormy. Unpredictable and changeable weather. Winter weather in the Mediterranean is often unpredictable. Some days it may rain, then the weather might turn sunny, or it could become cold and windy. This constant change in winter weather is one of the main characteristics of the Mediterranean climate. 4. Hot, dry winds from the desert, Sirocco. Sometimes, as these cyclones pass over the Mediterranean, they pull in hot, dry winds from the Sahara Desert in the south. These hot winds are known by different names. Sirocco in the Mediterranean. In Spain, Khamsin in Egypt. These desert winds make the air feel very dry and warm and often carry sand particles from the desert. When these winds blow, temperatures can go up to 38 degrees or more. It's a little like opening an oven. 5. Cold winds from Europe. After the hot desert winds pass, cold winds start blowing from northern Europe. These cold winds are known as the Mistral in the Rhone Valley in southern France. Known as the Bora along the eastern Adriatic Sea, east coast of Italy and the Balkans. These winds are very cold and bring freezing temperatures to these areas. 6. Damaging effect on crops. These cold winds can be very damaging to crops and plants, especially the ones that can't handle such low temperatures. Farmers in this region worry about the winter winds harming their orchards, gardens and fields. Seasonal summary of Mediterranean weather. 1. Summer. The Mediterranean basin has dry, sunny weather with high temperatures. High pressure keeps the skies clear and rain-free. Winds from the north, like the Artesian winds, provide some relief but can be dusty and dry. 2. Winter. In winter, the weather changes constantly. Some days are rainy, others may be sunny, or it might turn cold and windy. Cyclones bring rain and make the season wet. Hot desert winds, sirocco, and cold European winds, Mistral, Bora, affect temperatures. Why Mediterranean climate is unique? The Mediterranean climate is special because it has hot, dry summers and cool, rainy winters. This seasonal pattern supports certain types of plants and crops that can survive long, dry summers and then grow during the rainy winters. This type of climate is popular for people who enjoy sunny, warm weather in summer and mild, rainy winters. Let's go through the subtropical humid climate, also known as the China type climate, in very simple terms so that it's clear and easy to understand. Basic idea of subtropical humid climate, China type climate. Subtropical humid climate is a type of climate where summers are hot, warm or very warm. Winters are mild, not too cold, but can be chilly in some places. This climate is known for regular rainfall throughout the year. It rains in all seasons. Where can we find this climate? This type of climate is found in southeastern parts of continents, like southeast China, which is why it's also called the China type climate, parts of the southeastern United States, parts of Brazil and Argentina in South America, parts of Japan and South Korea in East Asia. All of these areas are usually near coasts or have access to moist air from the oceans, which helps bring rain. Key features of the subtropical humid climate. 1. Hot summers. Summers are warm to hot. Temperatures can get quite high. People living in these areas experience humid, moist, and often sticky weather in summer. The hot summer weather feels heavier because the air holds a lot of moisture, water vapor, from the ocean. Now 2. Mild winters, but sometimes chilly. Winters are mild, meaning they aren't very cold. Some areas might have cooler winters than others, but it rarely gets freezing cold. Because of these milder winters, plants can grow longer during the year, which is good for farming. 3. Rain all year round. This climate is different because it gets rain in every season: spring, summer, fall, and winter. The rainfall pattern isn't the same everywhere within this climate. There are 2 main patterns. Types of rainfall patterns in subtropical humid climate. A. Summer rain maximum. In some places, most rain falls during the summer. Example, in parts of southeast China, it rains the most during summer. This is often because warm air rises quickly in summer, creating clouds and storms. These storms can bring heavy rainfall in the summer months. B. Winter rain maximum. In other areas, most rain falls in winter. Example, parts of Japan and the southeastern United States. This happens because of cyclonic storms, storms created by big swirls of air. In winter, there are frontal activities when warm and cold air meet, which creates clouds and rain. How does rain happen in this climate? Cyclones and fronts. This climate gets a lot of rain from cyclonic storms and fronts. Cyclones. Large swirling weather systems that bring rain and storms. Fronts. When a warm air mass meets a cold air mass, clouds form, often bringing rain. Because of this, rain doesn't just happen in one season. There is some rain all year round. Why is it called the China type climate? It's called the China type climate because this climate is well developed in southeastern China. Southeastern China has all the classic features of this climate: hot, humid summers and mild, rainy winters. Quick summary of the subtropical humid climate. 1. Warm to hot summers. Summers are warm and sometimes it feels very humid. 2. Mild winters. Winters aren't too cold, but in some places it might get chilly. 3. Rain all year round. It rains in all seasons, but the amount of rain might vary. Summer rain maximum in some places like southeastern China. Winter rain maximum in other places like Japan. 4. Caused by cyclones and fronts. This climate is rainy throughout the year because of cyclones and the mixing of warm and cold air. Example: Imagine a place in southeast China in the subtropical humid climate. In summer, people feel hot and sticky because it's humid. The sky often fills with clouds, and there might be a sudden rain shower or thunderstorm. In winter, it's cooler but not too cold. People might wear jackets, but it doesn't freeze. Sometimes a light drizzle or gentle rain falls from the clouds, keeping the land moist. I hope this makes the tropical humid China-type climate simple to understand. This climate's main feature is that it's warm and has rainfall throughout the year, with a mix of mild winters and hot summers. Let's dive into the humid subtropical climate in the simplest way possible so that it's very clear and easy to understand. Where is the humid subtropical climate found? 1. On the eastern sides of continents. This climate is found on the eastern side of continents. Think of places like Eastern Asia and the southeastern United States. 2. Between 25 degrees and 35 degrees per 40 degrees latitude, north and south. This climate is located roughly between 25 degrees and 35 degrees for 40 degrees latitude. So it's found at the same latitude as the Mediterranean climate. But while the Mediterranean climate is on the western side of continents, the humid subtropical climate is on the eastern side. 3. Bigger in the northern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, there's more land at these middle latitudes. So the humid subtropical climate covers a larger area in the northern hemisphere than in the southern hemisphere. Examples of places with humid subtropical climate: southeastern United States, like parts of Florida, Georgia; Eastern Asia, especially China, south of the Huanghe River; Eastern and Central South America, like Paraguay, southern Brazil, Uruguay, and northeastern Argentina; East Coast of South Africa, East Coast of Australia. Why is this climate? In ocean currents near the eastern sides of continents, there are warm ocean currents, large flows of warm seawater. These currents make winters a bit warmer and make the air more unstable or unsettled in summer, which helps bring rain. 2. On the edge of high-pressure cells. High-pressure cells, large stable areas of air, sit over the oceans. The humid subtropical climate is located on the western side of these high-pressure cells, where air isn't as stable, which also leads to rain. 3. Monsoon-like effects. In some places, like East Asia and the southeastern US, warm, moist tropical air blows from the ocean to land. This brings a lot of rain in summer. How the weather changes with the seasons. 1. Summer. In summer, the weather here is a lot like the humid tropical climate. The area gets warm, moist air from the ocean, known as the maritime tropical or MT air mass. This air rises and cools, causing showers, short bursts of rain, and thunderstorms. Summer is hot and humid, with high temperatures and a lot of moisture in the air, similar to the tropics. 2. Winter. In winter, the pressure and wind patterns shift toward the equator. Now, these regions are affected by extratropical cyclones, storms that bring wind and rain, and frontal systems, boundaries where warm and cold air meet. These winter storms can cause cooler and rainy conditions. Why it rains so much here? 1. Unstable air. The air in these regions is less stable because of warm ocean currents and the position near high-pressure cells. This instability makes it easier for clouds to form and bring rain. 2. Warm ocean currents in winter. These warm currents raise air temperatures near the coast. In summer, they warm the lower atmosphere, which also helps produce rain. 3. Moisture from the ocean. In places like East Asia and the southeastern US, warm, moist air blows from the ocean toward the land, bringing heavy summer rains. Summary of the humid subtropical climate. 1. Found on eastern sides of continents, between 25 degrees and 40 degrees latitude, both north and south. 2 examples: southeast US, parts of China, parts of Brazil, South Africa, and Australia. 3. Warm and humid summers, hot with showers and thunderstorms like tropical areas. 4. Mild winters with rain. Winters are cooler but not too cold, with rainy weather from winter storms. 5. Lots of rain all year. Rain comes in all seasons, often more in summer, especially in places with monsoon effects. Imagine living in this climate. If you lived in southeastern China or Florida, in summer, it would be hot and humid. You'd have a lot of thunderstorms that come and go, and sometimes you'd feel sticky from the humidity. In winter, it would be cooler, but not freezing. You'd have some rainy days from winter storms, but nothing too extreme. This is the humid subtropical climate, a warm, rainy climate found on the eastern sides of continents where the land gets plenty of rain from the nearby oceans. All right, let's break this down as simply as possible so you can understand everything clearly. Natural vegetation in the humid subtropical climate. One, what's special about the climate? This climate has a lot of rain, warm temperatures, and a long growing season, a long time during the year when plants can grow. Two, why is this good for plants? Plants need water from rain, warmth, and time to grow. This climate provides all three, so it's very good for the growth of many types of natural vegetation, plants that grow without humans planting them. Three, different types of plants in different areas. Depending on the exact location within the humid subtropical climate, the type of plants can change. Here's how. In the warmer, wetter areas, closer to the tropics, here the natural vegetation includes evergreen forests. Evergreen trees are trees that stay green all year round. They don't lose all their leaves in any season. Example, magnolia trees and live oaks can be found in warmer areas like the southeastern United States, where it's warm and wet. In the colder poleward areas, farther from the tropics, when you go farther away from the tropics, closer to the poles, winters get colder. Here you find deciduous forests. Deciduous trees are trees that lose their leaves in winter to save energy and protect us from the cold. Example, maple trees and oak trees grow in these colder areas and lose their leaves in winter. In the drier areas near the steppe climate, near places where it's a bit drier, there are grasslands instead of forests. Grasslands are open areas with mostly grasses and a few trees or shrubs. Example, in parts of Argentina, the humid subtropical climate gradually changes into grasslands known as the pampas. Animal life in the humid subtropical climate. 1. What kind of animals live here? This climate has many types of animals because there's plenty of food and water and the environment is comfortable for most of the year. 2. Examples of common animals. Deer, they eat plants and fruits and they can find plenty of food in forests and grasslands. Rabbits, they are small plant eaters, herbivores, and live in forests and grasslands where they can find grass, leaves, and plants to eat. Foxes. Foxes are carnivores, meat eaters, and hunt smaller animals like rabbits and squirrels. Squirrels. Squirrels live in forests and collect nuts, seeds, and berries, which are easy to find in areas with many trees. Birds. There are many types of birds in this climate. Some eat seeds, others hunt insects or small animals. The climate is comfortable for birds, so there are many species. 3. Why do these animals do well? Here, the warm temperatures, regular rainfall and variety of plants provide lots of food and good living conditions. The forests and grasslands offer plenty of places to hide from predators, other animals that might hunt them. Summary of natural vegetation and animal life. 1. Lots of rain plus warm weather equals good plant growth. This climate has enough rain and warmth for plants to grow well all year. 2. Plants vary based on location. Warmer areas near the tropics, evergreen forests, trees that stay green all year. Colder areas, closer to the poles, deciduous forests, trees that lose their leaves in winter. Drier areas near grasslands. Grasslands, mainly grasses with few trees. 3. Animals have plenty of food and shelter. Animals like deer, rabbits, foxes and squirrels can find food and good places to live. There are also many birds that thrive in this comfortable climate. Imagine this climate. If you lived in a humid subtropical climate, you'd see green forests with big trees if you're in a warmer part, or colourful autumn leaves in a colder part. there would be deer, rabbits and squirrels roaming around, and you'd hear lots of birds chirping. The warm weather and plenty of rain would make everything lush and green, creating a perfect place for plants and animals to thrive. This is why the humid subtropical climate is so rich in both plant life and animal life. All right, let's go through the temperate oceanic climate in a way that's super simple and clear. What is temperate oceanic climate? 1. Location. This climate is found along the west coast of continents. Think of places like Western Europe, especially the UK, and parts of the west coast of North America, like Seattle, USA, and Vancouver, Canada. 2. Other names. It's also called the marine west coast climate. Marine means it's close to the ocean. This is important because the ocean keeps the temperature steady and doesn't let it get too hot or too cold. 3. West wind belt. This climate is in the west wind belt. The west wind belt is an area where the wind usually blows from west to east. These westerly winds bring moist air from the ocean, which leads to regular rainfall. 4. Equable climate. Equable means not extreme. This climate is very mild and balanced. Summers are not too hot and winters are not very cold. This mildness happens because the ocean nearby keeps temperatures steady. Characteristics of the temperate oceanic climate. 1. Mild temperatures. Summers are cool to mild, not too hot. Winters are cool but not freezing like in very cold climates. Example, in London, even in the summer, it's usually not hotter than 25 degrees Celsius, 70 Fahrenheit, and in winter, it rarely drops below 0 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 2, plenty of rain. This climate gets rain all year round. The westerly winds bring moist air from the ocean, which falls as rain. It may not have heavy downpours like in tropical places, but it rains frequently. Example, Seattle on the west coast of North America gets lots of rainy days, though the rain isn't usually very heavy. 3. Why is it so mild? The nearby ocean acts like a big blanket. In winter, the ocean keeps the land from getting too cold. In summer, it keeps the land from getting too hot. This makes the temperature changes small from season to season. Where can you find this climate? 1. Examples of regions with temperate oceanic climate. Western Europe, places like the UK, Ireland and parts of France and Norway. West coast of North America, Seattle, Vancouver and parts of California. South America, parts of Chile have this climate. New Zealand also has this mild ocean-influenced climate. 2. Why only on the west coasts? The westerly winds blow from the ocean toward the land on these west coasts. They carry moisture from the ocean to the land, leading to frequent rain. Why this climate is unique? 1. Balanced temperatures. Unlike other climates where you might have very hot summers or freezing winters, this climate is stable. The ocean's influence keeps the temperature in a comfortable range. 2. Vegetation. Because of mild temperatures and regular rain, this climate supports lush vegetation. You often see forests, green meadows, and lots of plant life. Example, in the UK, you see rolling green hills and forests because of the mild, moist climate. 3. Good for people. Many people find this climate comfortable because it's neither too hot nor too cold. It's good for farming and growing crops that like mild temperatures and rain, like apples, grains, and some vegetables. Quick summary. 1. Temperate oceanic climate is found on the west coasts of continents in places like the UK, Western Europe, and west coasts of North and South America. 2. Westerly winds bring moist air from the ocean, leading to steady rain throughout the year. 3. It's a mild climate. Summers are cool to mild. Winters are cool but not freezing. 4. The nearby ocean keeps temperatures steady, not too hot or too cold. 5. This climate supports lush plant life and is comfortable for people to live in. That's the temperate oceanic climate in a nutshell. Mild, rainy, and perfect for green landscapes. Alright, let's go even more step by step to understand precipitation in the marine west coast climate. What is precipitation? First, let's make sure we know what precipitation means. Precipitation is when water falls from the sky in any form. This can be rain, liquid water, snow, frozen water, sleet, rain mixed with ice, or hail, small balls of ice. In the marine west coast climate, there is a lot of precipitation, mostly as rain. Marine west coast climate, what kind of climate is it? The marine west coast climate is found on the west coasts of continents, land masses, has mild, not too hot, not too cold temperatures because it's close to the ocean, gets rain all year round, not just in one season. This climate is often seen in places like the west coast of Europe, places like the UK, North America's west coast, places like Seattle and Vancouver. Parts of South America and New Zealand also have this climate. Why does it rain so much here? 1. Ocean winds. Winds from the ocean bring a lot of moisture, water vapour. When this moist air hits the land, it often turns into rain. 2. Mountains and rain. Many places with this climate have mountains near the coast. When the wind hits these mountains, the air rises up the mountain side. As the air goes upward, it cools down and releases water as rain. This type of rain is called orographic rain, rain caused by mountains. Number 3, cloudy weather. Because the ocean is nearby, the air stays humid, moist, making the weather cloudy. The clouds bring regular rain all year long. Where does this precipitation happen the most? 1, windward side of mountains. The side of the mountain that faces the ocean, called the windward side, gets the most rain. This is because the ocean winds push moist air up the mountain, causing a lot of rain. For example, the Andes Mountains in Chile and the Rocky Mountains in North America get a lot of rain on their ocean-facing sides. 2, lowland areas, flat areas that are close to the ocean, like parts of Europe, get less rain than mountains, but still have regular rainfall. These areas usually get between 50 centimetres to 85 centimetres of rain per year. 3, record rainfall. Some places like Henderson Lake in British Columbia, Canada, get extremely high rainfall, around 655 centimetres per year. That's a lot of rain. 4, leeward side of mountains. The side of the mountain away from the ocean, called the leeward side, gets less rain because the moisture is used up on the windward side. The leeward side often has drier weather. What type of precipitation happens here? 1, cyclonic or frontal precipitation. Sometimes warm and cold air meet and create storms. This happens a lot in the winter, bringing heavy rain and sometimes even storms. 2, orographic precipitation. As we said before, orographic precipitation is when air hits a mountain, rises, cools and rains. This is very common in this climate, especially near coastal mountains. 3, clouds and fog. Because the air is always moist, these places tend to have cloudy skies and foggy mornings. When does it rain more? 1, more rain in winter. In the marine west coast climate, winters are wetter than summers. In winter, there are more storms and cloudy weather due to cold air from the ocean. 2, less rain in summer. Summers are still wet, but they are usually less rainy than winters. Now 3, inland versus coastal areas. Areas near the ocean get more rain in the winter. Places further from the ocean sometimes get more rain in the summer because of different air patterns. What about snow? Less snow overall. Because the winters are mild, not very cold, snow is less common than in colder climates. 2, cities with snow days. Some cities do get snow, but only for a few days per year. Paris gets around 14 days of snow per year. London gets about 13 days of snow. Seattle has 10 days of snow on average. 3, more snow in colder areas. If you go closer to the poles, like northern Canada or northern Europe, or go higher up in mountains, there will be more snow. In high mountain areas, snow can stay on the ground for months. Quick summary: marine west coast climate means it's mild and wet all year. Rain happens because of moist ocean winds and mountains. More rain falls in winter, but summer has some rain too. Less snow falls compared to colder areas, but there is more snow higher up in mountains. This is why the marine west coast climate is known for mild, rainy and cloudy weather with Only a little snow in the cities, but lots on the mountains. All right. Let's break down everything about the natural vegetation and animal life in the marine West Coast climate step by step. Natural vegetation. What plants and trees grow here? In the marine West Coast climate, it rains a lot throughout the year, which makes it a great place for forests to grow. Let's look closer. 1. Why forests grow here? Abundant rain. There's plenty of rain and moisture in the air. Cool temperatures. Summers are mild and winters are cool. These conditions are perfect for trees to grow. 2. Types of trees. Broadleaf deciduous trees. Deciduous trees have wide, flat leaves, broad leaves. These trees shed their leaves in winter to survive the cold. This helps them save energy during the colder months. Common examples include oak, beech, birch, walnut, maple, elm, and chestnut. Needle-leaf conifers. Coniferous trees have thin, needle-like leaves and cones instead of flowers. They usually stay green all year and don't shed their leaves in winter. Common examples include pine, fir, and spruce. These trees are known as evergreen trees because they don't lose their leaves all at once like deciduous trees do. Mixed forests. In some areas, both deciduous and coniferous trees grow together, making a mixed forest. This combination is common in places that are neither too hot nor too cold. 3. Dense forests in humid regions. Where there's more rain, forests are thicker and grow faster. These areas have a higher density of trees, meaning the trees grow closer together and form a thick forest. 4. Examples of trees in different regions. Temperate evergreen rainforest in New Zealand. New Zealand has a type of rainforest on its west coast with evergreen trees that stay green all year. These forests are dense, but the wood isn't as strong, so it's not as useful for timber. Redwoods and Douglas firs in North America. Along the northwest coast of North America, like in California and Oregon, you find huge redwoods and Douglas firs. These trees can grow over 30 meters tall and are very valuable because they produce strong, high-quality wood used for lumber. 5. Forests cleared for cities and farms. In places like the British Isles and parts of Europe, many of the original forests have been cut down. This happened because people needed space for cities and farms. However, in some of these areas, new forests are growing back, called second growth forests. Animal life. What animals live here? 1. Forest animals. The forests in this climate are home to a variety of animals. Common animals in these forests include deer. These animals eat plants and grass, and they move quietly through the forest. Foxes. These are clever hunters and often hunt smaller animals. Rabbits. Small animals that eat grass and plants. Bears. Large animals that might eat plants, fish, and sometimes other small animals. Wolves. Live in packs and hunt other animals. Otters. These animals often live near water and love to catch fish. Squirrels. Small animals that gather nuts and seeds and are often seen climbing trees. 2. Marine animals. Since this climate is close to the ocean, it has a lot of marine sea life. Common marine animals include fish. The cold waters are full of fish, which are important for the local diet and economy. Whales. Large marine mammals that are often seen in these oceans. Seals. These animals live on the coast and hunt fish in the cold water. Summary. Forests. This climate has both deciduous and coniferous trees. Deciduous trees like oak and maple lose their leaves in winter. Coniferous trees like pine and fir stay green all year. In humid areas, forests grow densely and quickly. In cooler, humid parts, oak, ash, and beech are common. Special forests, redwoods and Douglas firs in North America make high-quality lumber. Evergreen rainforests in New Zealand have dense trees, though the wood is not as strong. Animal life. Forests have animals like deer, foxes, rabbits, bears, wolves, otters, and squirrels. Cold seas have fish, whales, and seals. The marine West Coast climate is perfect for mixed forests and abundant wildlife, making it a diverse and rich environment for both plants and animals. Sure, let's go into more detail about the humid continental hot summer climate DCA, explaining everything step by step in the simplest way possible. What is climate? 1. Climate is the average weather in a place over a long time. It tells us what to expect in terms of temperature, how hot or cold it is, and precipitation, rain and snow. 2. Different types of climate. There are different types of climate around the world, just like different flavours of ice cream. Each type has unique weather patterns. Understanding Trewartha's climate classification. 1. Who is Trewartha? Trewartha was a scientist who studied climate and made a system to classify different climate types based temperature and rainfall. 2. What is the microthermal D group? One of the climate groups he created is called the microthermal D group. This group includes climates that have cold winters and cool summers. 3. Types of D group. The D group has 2 main types. Do, this type has milder coolness. D, this type has more extreme temperature changes. It is split into 2 subtypes. D, this is the hot summer type, known as the humid continental hot summer climate. Deb, this is the cool summer type, known as the humid continental cool summer climate. Humid continental hot summer climate. DCA, what does humid continental mean? 1. Humidity. Humid means that there is a lot of moisture in the air, which often leads to good rainfall. It's like when you feel sticky and sweaty on a hot day. This is humidity. 2. Continental. Continental means that this climate is found far away from oceans. The distance from oceans means that the temperature changes a lot, creating different weather throughout the year. Hot summers. 1. Hot temperatures. In this climate, summers are hot. The temperature can rise a lot, often reaching 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Think of places where people go to swim in lakes or go to the beach in summer. 2. Examples of hot summer places. The Midwestern United States, like Illinois and Ohio. Parts of Eastern Europe, like Poland and Hungary. Regions in northern China. Cold winters. 1. Cold temperatures. Winters are cold. The temperature can drop below freezing, sometimes going down to 10 degrees Celsius or even colder. This means snow, ice and chilly weather. 2. Snow. In these areas, winter often brings snow. Snow is when tiny water droplets freeze and fall to the ground as white flakes. How climate works, why it gets hot and cold, seasonal changes. 1. Summer. In summer, the sun shines brightly, heating the land. The land gets hot because land heats up faster than water does. Plants grow quickly because they have lots of sunlight and warmth. 2. Winter. In winter, the sun shines less and the land cools down quickly, leading to cold temperatures. Snow can cover the ground and trees often look bare without leaves. Why are there big changes? 1. Distance from oceans. Since this climate is found far from oceans, there is no water to help keep the temperatures stable. Oceans help keep temperatures warmer in winter and cooler in summer, but without this influence, temperatures can change dramatically. Precipitation. Rain and snow. 1. What is precipitation? Precipitation is any form of water that falls from the sky, including rain, snow, sleet or hail. In the humid continental hot summer climate, most precipitation occurs in summer. Number 2. How much rain and snow? This climate usually gets good rainfall during the summer months, which helps plants grow. Snowfall occurs in winter, but it might not be as heavy as in colder climates. 3. Examples of rain and snow. Places like Chicago might get more rain in summer, but only a few snow days in winter. Where can we find this climate? 1. United States. Midwestern states. Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan. Northeastern states, New York, Pennsylvania. 2. Europe. Countries like Poland, Hungary and parts of Germany. 3. Asia. Parts of northern China and South Korea. Daily life in humid continental hot summer climate. 1. Farming. This climate is great for farming because there is enough rain in summer. Farmers can grow corn, wheat and other crops. 2. Seasonal activities. People enjoy activities based on the season. In summer they might swim or go to fairs. In winter they might go skiing or build snowmen. 3. Clothing. In summer people wear light clothes like t-shirts and shorts. In winter they wear warm clothes like jackets, hats and gloves. Key points to remember. 1. Humid continental hot summer climate is known for hot summers and cold winters. 2. It is classified as Desigai or Dia in Trewartha's climate system. 3. Found in places that are far from oceans, leading to more dramatic temperature changes. 4. Gets rain in summer and snow in winter. 5. People in these regions experience all 4 seasons and can engage in various outdoor activities depending on the weather.
Chef summary.
The humid continental hot summer climate is a special kind of climate where summers are hot and winters are cold. It's found far from oceans, which makes the temperatures change a lot between the seasons. This climate has plenty of rain in summer and snow in winter, allowing for diverse activities and rich agricultural opportunities. Understanding this climate helps us appreciate the different weather and lifestyles in these regions. Sure, let's go into more detail about the humid continental hot summer climate, DCA, explaining everything step by step in the simplest way possible. What is climate? 1. Climate is the average weather in a place over a long time. It tells us what to expect in terms of temperature, how hot or cold it is, and precipitation, rain and snow. 2. Different types of climate. There are different types of climate around the world, just like different flavors of ice cream. Each type has unique weather patterns. Understanding Trewartha's climate classification. 1. Who is Trewartha? Trewartha was a scientist who studied climate and made a system to classify different climate types based temperature and rainfall. 2. What is the microthermal D group? One of the climate groups he created is called the microthermal D group. This group includes climates that have cold winters and cool summers. 3. Types of D group. The D group has 2 main types. Do, this type has milder coolness. D, this type has more extreme temperature changes. It is split into 2 subtypes. D, this is the hot summer type, known as the humid continental hot summer climate. Deb, this is the cool summer type, known as the humid continental cool summer climate. A humid continental hot summer climate. What does humid continental mean? 1. Humidity. Humid means that there is a lot of moisture in the air, which often leads to good rainfall. It's like when you feel sticky and sweaty on a hot day. This is humidity. 2. Continental. Continental means that this climate is found far away from oceans. The distance from oceans means that the temperature changes a lot, creating different weather throughout the year. Hot summers. 1. Hot temperatures. In this climate, summers are hot. The temperature can rise a lot, often reaching 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Think of places where people go to swim in lakes or go to the beach in summer. 2. Examples of hot summer places. The Midwestern United States, like Illinois and Ohio. Parts of Eastern Europe, like Poland and Hungary. Regions in northern China. Cold winters. 1. Cold temperatures. Winters are cold. The temperature can drop below freezing, sometimes going down to 10 degrees Celsius or even colder. This means snow, ice and chilly weather. 2. Snow. In these areas, winter often brings snow. Snow is when tiny water droplets freeze and fall to the ground as white flakes. How climate works, why it gets hot and cold. Seasonal changes. 1. Summer. In summer, the sun shines brightly, heating the land. The land gets hot because land heats up faster than water does. Plants grow quickly because they have lots of sunlight and warmth. 2. Winter. In winter, the sun shines less and the land cools down quickly, leading to cold temperatures. Snow can cover the ground and trees often look bare without leaves. Why are there big changes? 1. Distance from oceans. Since this climate is found far from oceans, there is no water to help keep the temperatures stable. Oceans help keep temperatures warmer in winter and cooler in summer, but without this influence, temperatures can change dramatically. Precipitation. Rain and snow. 1. What is precipitation? Precipitation is any form of water that falls from the sky, including rain, snow, sleet, or hail. In the humid continental hot summer climate, most precipitation occurs in summer. Number 2, how much rain and snow? This climate usually gets good rainfall during the summer months, which helps plants grow. Snowfall occurs in winter, but it might not be as heavy as in colder climates. 3, examples of rain and snow. Places like Chicago might get more rain in summer, but only a few snow days in winter. Where can we find this climate? 1, United States, Midwestern states, Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan. Northeastern states, New York, Pennsylvania. 2, Europe, countries like Poland, Hungary, and parts of Germany. 3, Asia, parts of northern China and South Korea. Daily life in humid continental hot summer climate. 1, farming. This climate is great for farming because there is enough rain in summer. Farmers can grow corn, wheat, and other crops. 2, seasonal activities. People enjoy activities based on the season. In summer, they might swim or go to fairs. In winter, they might go skiing or build snowmen. 3, clothing. In summer, people wear light clothes like t-shirts and shorts. In winter, they wear warm clothes like jackets, hats, and gloves. Key points to remember. 1, humid continental hot summer climate is known for hot summers and cold winters. 2, it is classified as Desigay or DIA in Trewartha's climate system. 3, found in places that are far from oceans, leading to more dramatic temperature changes. 4, gets rain in summer and snow in winter. 5, people in these regions experience all 4 seasons and can engage in various outdoor activities depending on the weather.
Chef summary.
The humid continental hot summer climate is a special kind of climate where summers are hot and winters are cold. It's found far from oceans, which makes the temperatures change a lot between the seasons. This climate has plenty of rain in summer and snow in winter, allowing for diverse activities and rich agricultural opportunities. Understanding this climate helps us appreciate the different weather and lifestyles in these regions. Let's break down everything about the humid continental hot summer climate, DCA, the temperatures and rainfall in the easiest way possible. I'll make this very simple and clear, step by step, so you can fully understand it. Summer temperatures. 1, summer. Summer in this climate. The summers here are long, warm and humid. The average temperatures in summer range between 21 and 24 degrees. 2, why summer feels so humid. Most of the time, the air in this region comes from the tropical maritime air mass, warm, moist air from oceans or seas. This high humidity makes it feel uncomfortable. People often feel hot and sticky in this weather. 3, occasional cooling. Sometimes polar air, cold air from northern areas, moves down into this region, making things a bit cooler for a few days. 4, higher temperatures in North America and Asia. In North America and Asia, summer temperatures are usually a bit higher than in Europe. For example, in July, Galesburg, Illinois, 25 degrees, New York, 23.3 degrees, Tientsin, China, 27 degrees, Mukden, Manchuria, 25 degrees. In Europe, Bucharest has an average of 22.8 in July. R5, extreme summer heat. Sometimes during heat waves, temperatures can go up to about 38 degrees Celsius, winter temperatures. 1, cold winters. In winter, average temperatures are between 0.4 degrees Celsius and 1.7 degrees Celsius. Winter lasts 3 to 5 months in this climate. 2, freezing cold periods. When polar air, very cold air from the north, comes down, it can stay below freezing for several days. 3, milder areas near oceans. Places closer to the sea or ocean might have warmer winters because water helps to keep temperatures milder. Temperature ranges. 1, annual temperature range. This climate has a big range of temperatures over the year. For example, Pittsburgh, 24.4 degrees difference between summer and winter. Omaha, 30.5 degrees difference. Mukden, 38.5 degrees difference. Bucharest, 25.5 degrees difference. 2, daily temperature range, diurnal range. The difference between day and night temperatures can change a lot. On very cold days, the temperature difference between day and night can be precipitation, rain and snow. 1, rain throughout the year. This climate gets rain in all seasons. There isn't a specific dry season. 2, where the rain comes from. This region is a frontal zone where polar air cold and tropical air warm meet. This causes rain all year. 3. How much rain? Average rain in this climate is around 60 to 90 centimeters per year. Some examples of yearly rainfall: New York, 112 centimeters, Indianapolis, 100 centimeters, Hannibal, 90 centimeters, Grand Island, 50. 4. Summer rain. During summer, most rain is from thunderstorms and cumulonimbus clouds, big rain clouds. These storms don't last long, but they can be heavy. Sometimes summer rain comes from cyclones or frontal systems, weather patterns where cold and warm air meet. 5. Winter rain, snow. In winter, cyclonic storms bring rain or snow, especially when polar and tropical air interact along fronts, cold and warm air boundaries. 6. Special case in East Asia. In places like Eastern Asia, winter is often drier because of monsoons, seasonal winds that bring dry or wet weather. Quick summary. 1. Summer, warm, humid, uncomfortable, 21 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius. Higher summer temperatures in North America and Asia than in Europe. 2. Winter, cold, sometimes below freezing, 4 degrees Celsius to 1.7. Winter lasts about 3 to 5 months. 3. Temperature range, big temperature changes between summer and winter, and also between day and night. 4. Rainfall, rain throughout the year, but heavier in summer. Winter brings cyclonic rain or snow when cold and warm air meet. This type of climate, the humid continental hot summer climate, is marked by warm, sticky summers and cold winters, making it ideal for growing crops like corn, but sometimes challenging for people because of the extremes in temperature and humidity. All right, let's go through the boreal or subarctic climate, also known as the taiga climate, in very simple terms, step by step. I'll make sure each part is as clear as possible. What is the subarctic or taiga climate? 1. Extreme cold. This is one of the coldest types of climates where forests can grow. It's often found just below the Arctic Circle, near the North Pole, where it's very cold. 2. Other names. It's called the boreal climate or taiga climate. Taiga refers to a type of forest made up mostly of evergreen trees like pine and spruce, which can survive the cold. 3. Microthermal climate. Microthermal means that the winters are extremely cold, but there's some warmth in the summer. Key temperature characteristics. 1. Coldest month below freezing. In this climate, the coldest month has an average temperature below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Celsius. This means winter temperatures are often well below freezing. 2. 1 month warmer than 3 Celsius. Despite the cold, there is at least 1 month where temperatures rise above 0 degrees Celsius. This is usually during summer, when it's warm enough for some plants and trees to grow. 3. Short growing season. Because only 1 month gets warmer than 0 degrees Celsius, the growing season is very short. This means trees and plants only have a short time to grow before the cold returns. Boundaries of the subarctic climate. 1. Northern boundary. The northern edge of the subarctic climate is marked by a temperature line called the 0 degrees Celsius isotherm for the warmest month. This line shows the farthest point north where it's warm enough for trees to survive. Past this line, it's too cold for trees, so you mostly see tundra, treeless, frozen land. 2. Limit of forest growth. Because trees can only grow in areas that reach at least 0 degrees Celsius during the warmest month, this is also the limit of where forests can grow. Beyond this line, there are no more forests, only icy tundra. Where can we find subarctic taiga climate? 1. Regions. This climate is found in northern parts of North America, Europe, and Asia. Some examples are Canada, Alaska, Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Siberia in Russia. 2. Taiga forests. These areas are covered by taiga forests, which are the world's largest forest area. The trees here are mainly evergreen, stay green all year, like pine, spruce, and fir, which are tough enough to survive the cold. Plant and animal life. 1. Types of trees. Only certain types of trees like pine, spruce, and fir can survive in this climate. These trees are called conifers and have needles instead of leaves. Their shape helps them shed snow easily and prevents branches from breaking. 2. Wildlife. Animals that live here are adapted to the cold and have thick fur or other features to help them stay warm. Some animals found in the taiga are wolves, moose, bears, and lynx. The three adaptations. Both plants and animals are specially adapted to handle the extreme cold and the short growing season. Summary of the subarctic climate. Very cold winters. Temperatures are mostly below freezing. Brief summers. Only 1 month is warm enough for plants to grow. Forest boundary. Trees stop growing past the northern edge where it's too cold. Home to taiga forests. These cold forests are mostly made up of evergreen trees.
Adapted wildlife.
Animals here are adapted to survive long, harsh winters. In simple terms, the subarctic climate is extremely cold with a very short summer, which allows only tough plants and animals to live there. This is why it has large forests, the taiga, that end at a certain point where it's just too cold for trees. All right, let's dive into the natural vegetation and animal life of the subarctic or taiga climate in the simplest way possible. I'll break everything down into clear, easy parts. So let's go step by step. Cat vegetation of the subarctic climate. 1. Type of forest. The main type of forest in this climate is called a coniferous forest. These forests are made up of trees with needle-like leaves. Most trees here are evergreen. They stay green all year and don't lose their leaves in winter. 2. Common trees in the taiga. The main types of trees are spruce, fir, and pine. In Russia, specifically the Soviet Union era, this forest is called taiga, which means snow forest because of its snowy, cold environment. 3 larches in Siberia. In inner Siberia, a very cold part of Russia, there's a special tree called the larch. Larches are different from other conifers. They shed their leaves in winter, which helps them survive the extremely cold, icy storms. 4. Tree size and density. The farther north you go, closer to the North Pole, the trees become smaller and grow further apart. Trees in the northern part of the taiga are shorter and not as thick as trees in the southern parts, which are closer to warmer areas. 5. Temperature limit for taiga. The taiga forest can't survive past a certain point. This limit is called the 10 degrees Celsius isotherm for the warmest month, meaning the forest stops where the hottest month doesn't reach at least 10 degrees Celsius. 6. Uses of taiga trees. The wood from taiga forests is not very good for making high-quality lumber. However, it's useful for firewood and making wood pulp, which is used to make paper. 7. Other trees in warmer areas. In warmer and wetter parts of the taiga, you'll also find deciduous trees. Deciduous trees lose their leaves in winter and include types like alder, aspen, mountain ash, birch, willow, and poplar. These trees usually grow in low, swampy areas. 8. Ground cover. The ground in dense taiga forests is often covered with mosses and lichens. Moss and lichens are small, soft plants that can handle cold, dark conditions under the trees. 9. Drought-resistant plants. Many trees here are xerophytic, which means they're adapted to survive with very little water. 10. Furs from the taiga. The taiga is very important for high-quality furs. Many animals here have thick fur, which is valuable and used to make clothing. Animal life in the subarctic climate. 1. Fewer animals due to cold. Because it's so cold, there aren't as many animals as in warmer climates. However, the animals that do live here are very well adapted to the harsh cold weather. 2. Animals for furs. Some of the animals in the taiga are hunted for their furs, thick, warm coats. Important fur-bearing animals include mink, ermine, otter, muskrat, fox, wolf. 3. Larger animals. Some larger animals also live in the taiga and have thick fur to keep warm. Examples include reindeer and deer, known for migrating to find food. Elk and moose, big, strong animals with antlers. 4. Other hunters. There are some smaller hunters, like the wildcat and marten, which catch small animals and birds. Another animal is the polecat, which is also a small hunter. 5. Birds. Various types of birds live in the taiga, many of which eat insects or berries. Some common birds include woodpeckers. They peck at tree bark to find insects. fruit-eating birds that eat berries found in the forest. Summary of the taiga's natural life. Forest of evergreen trees, mostly spruce, fir and pine, but some larch trees in Siberia. Mixed trees in warmer areas. Deciduous trees like birch and willow mix with conifers in the wetter parts. Dense ground cover, moss and lichens cover the forest floor, especially in shady areas. High-quality furs, animals with thick fur coats like mink and fox are common here. Adapted animal life. From reindeer to small insect-eating birds, all animals are adapted to the extreme cold. In simple terms, the subarctic taiga climate has forests of tough evergreen trees and hardy animals that are well suited for cold, snowy conditions. The forests provide wood and furs, while the animals and plants here are uniquely adapted to survive the extreme winters.